not a new team. If you have anybody here for
I'd like to welcome everyone here for our 285 presentation. Hope you're enjoying the cookies. We are Group 3, very original name I know, and this is LionLink, our department project for the Alumni Association. I'm Adam Pishoff. I was in charge of most of the SQL development and a lot of the PHP scripting. This is Charles Long. He was in charge of a lot of the PHP and the HTML. This is Stephanie Williams, and she was the head beautifier. She was responsible for all the prettiness of the project. The problem that was presented to us by Dr. Bonnet, the department head, was that the Southeastern alumni had no way to communicate or connect with each other post-graduation. He also wanted to implement a way for the Academic Advisory Committee, which are the individuals invited from the real working world to help create our courses. He wanted a way for them to communicate with one another outside of their meetings. The solution that we came up with was twofold. We have LionLink Alumni and LionLink Advisory. LionLink Alumni is a database-driven website that allows members of the Alumni Association to enter their information into a searchable database to allow them to connect with one another. LionLink Advisory is a forum-based website that allows members of the Academic Advisory Committee to communicate with one another and collaborate on course offerings and offer their opinions. Right now I'd like to toss it over to Stephanie. She's going to give us a demonstration of our welcome page and take us through.
Alright, upon opening our welcome page you see this. Now, this is our brand new welcome page, and our prototype was a little bit rough. We had more of a link-based system. It was link and text. And you can see now this is more icon-driven. It's a little bit more futuristic, which is very simple for the user. Our old one was a lot more difficult to operate. Now from the top, you can see our About section, which gives you a little bit more data, a little information about what LionLink is. If you click on our search icon, you'll go to our search page. You can search for first name, last name, and email address. If you search for Steve, it'll bring you to an intermediate stage. This was actually commissioned for Dr. Bonnet. He wanted this so that the administration can send out a mass email so that it could go to employers so that they can do possible employees in the future. This is also actually good for alumni so that they can remember past friends and family members that they might have forgotten their last names, say Steve Brown. And it'll give you all the information you need about Steve Brown. If you click our back button, you'll go back to our main webpage. If you go down a little bit, our next icon is the Advisory Committee Connect forum, which Adam is going to discuss a little bit later. Right underneath that is our RSS feed, which is live. This is pulled from the Public Job Postings forum on our Advisory Committee Connect forum. All of these are for temporary purposes right now. If you clicked on one of these, you'd be pulled from the Public Job Postings forum, and you could get all the information you needed right now. Directly underneath that is a link that you could click, and you could email the administration, and you could get any questions you needed answered, like you could ask any concerns, anything you needed like that. Directly underneath that is an admin link that Charles is going to talk about a little bit later. Right now, Adam's going to talk about the Advisory Committee forum.
So upon clicking the Advisory Committee forum, you're taken to a very similar page if you've ever visited a forum. This is an open source forum that we heavily modified to fit our needs. As an unregistered user, this is the page that you're brought to, and you'll notice that there's a Public Job Postings link with several topics on it. Upon clicking on the link, you're brought into the topics section of the forum that shows what jobs are available. Clicking on the particular job will bring you into a more detailed view of that particular job with contact information. Right now, the only ones allowed to post job offerings are members of the forum. Initially, the forum was created specifically for Academic Advisory Committee, but other job offerings could be implemented as well. Upon logging into the forum, you're presented with a whole new set of forms. These forms can be tailored, groups of users can be made, and can have permissions set for specific areas. If you'll notice here, there's an advisory committee form for computer science. Under this, they would post surveys, documents, feedback data for the members of the computer science committee to post their opinions, their feedback, and so forth. And it keeps a very organized way for them to communicate back and forth. Again, these topics are only shown for registered users. So all this data remains classified